Hi guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Three Hammers podcast. Myself with Luke as always, and well, we've got a new manager. Loads to talk about. Loads to talk about on today's show. How we doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, good mate. Throat some bits, so I'll try and get through this as best I can. If I turn into Ray Winston at the end, we can claim that we've got him on the show, maybe as the capstone. But yeah, I've give my view individually. You've give your view individually, mate. Yes, it's nice to actually be able to have a chat with people about it. Obviously, I've spoke to people in work, West Ham fans, what they think. I've spoke to obviously my dad and stuff like that, and what they think. So, and I think there is, if I'm honest, I think there is a little bit of optimism. I have to say there obviously is some negativity, and on social media you can have a big voice. You really can have a big voice, especially if you get over like 100 retweets. But yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean now the sort of dust has settled, sort of thing. Obviously, when it was first announced that David Moyes was the manager, I said in my video, which was before he was appointed officially, but I said in my video it would be an underwhelming appointment, and I think it is. You know, he's not the manager that we were hoping for. He's not. Let's be honest.
No, Tony Coy actually said them sort of words, just like there's money sitting there.
We were all hoping for, you know, a young, progressive, exciting manager, but we've got Moyes. That's it. So we've got him, and to be honest, since he's been here, he's done a couple of interviews with the club, and he's done his bits and all the rest of it, and he's saying the right things. You know, he's making all the right noises. He's saying the right things
as well, and he's mellowed expectations.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, he's saying the right things, and at this stage, that's all he can do. So, you know, at least he's doing that. You know, before we start playing any games, he's making the right noises. So, you know, that's good to see. He's obviously been read out his press sheet. You know, he's talking about he wants to play attacking football. You know, he's talking about he thinks he's got a good group of players. He wants to bring youth players through. Like I say, he's making all the right noises. One thing I did like that he said was that he felt that where he went wrong with Sunderland and Real Sociedad is, he said, as he's got older, he's mellowed out too much, and he wants to get back to that. Like, he's some Glaswegian like nutcase in his early days. Yeah. That's what he wants to get back to, like to where he was when he was tearing up trees for Preston and in the early days at Everton. And that's, you know, that's what we need right now. Obviously, with Slav gone, a lot of stuff started coming out now. Sullivan said he should have sacked him in the summer. It was a relief when he let him go. The players, it's come out from the players now that the players have said he was too soft. He was trying to be everyone's mate, and I think that was obvious. I think we could see that from the outside. You know, we need a disciplinarian to come in now. We need someone who's going to give him a kick up the arse and say, right, we need to pull out of this. And obviously, Slav wasn't the man. Hopefully, Moyes can get back to that. You know.
Yeah. Your mate Sam Allardyce actually come out today and said about that leak of the Slaven Bilic call to the players or whatever it was afterwards, and he said whoever leaked that, and you've got to assume it was a player, can't moan now. Them players can't moan now, and really where that has leaked, David Moyes has obviously seen that. We've all seen it. If he goes in there as a massive disciplinarian now, these players can't moan. Because they've basically admitted themselves that they've hung Slav out to dry because he was too soft.
Yeah.
It's anything in work. If your boss was too soft and goes out that way, come in 10 minutes later, have 3-hour lunch break. You've got to do it, ain't you? Do you know what I mean?
No, 100%, mate. And like you say, I think it was clear. Slav is a lovely guy, there's been
it's his biggest fault.
There's been noises for a long time that he's too close to the players.
Yeah.
And it seems like that was the case. You know, like you say, too soft, not coming down on people for being late and not pushing them in training. And it's translated to on the pitch, you know. The effort's not there. So, you know, we did need a change. And like I say, there's a lot of people slagging off Moyes, saying we're going to boo him at the first game. I mean, come on, seriously? That's a joke. No matter what you think of the ball and whether you wanted him or not, now we've got him. Get behind him. Don't get on his back before a ball's even been kicked. That's ridiculous.
One of them, Ryan from West Ham Fan TV put a great tweet out. He said, all these people that are coming out and saying they want David Moyes to foul By failing, that means that West Ham are gone. They will get relegated. So I said it in my video. Like you said, mate, he's not our man. He's not who we wanted. But for anything, if you're not going to get behind him, get behind it for West Ham. If you don't believe in even the players at the minute, get behind because it's West Ham. It's this badge here. That's more than any player, any manager. That's the club. You know what I mean? There's so much negativity around the club at the moment. Anyway, like just let's forget about it now. The Slav time's over, and I do want to talk a little bit more about Slav, but we just got to move on. About Slav, mate, before we sort of go a little bit more in depth with Moyes, because I know you want to say a few things about Moyes, but Slav, mate, it is a shame, and it did hurt. I have to admit, when the bullet was finally shot on him, we knew it was coming. It's like a guy described it on Twitter, actually, is like when you're in a toxic relationship, you know it needs to end, but when it ends, it still hurts. And, David Sullivan did come out, then he said he was too close to him. And stuff like he was more worried about being a mate than he was about being a good manager.
Yeah.
And even like Payet to a certain extent, mate. We all know that towards the end, Payet was given more time off to go, and then he'd turn up on a Friday and say, "I'm playing." What message did that, trickle down to your Nobles? I'm not saying Noble didn't try hard in training. I'm just your Obiangs, your Kiatis who have been off the ball a little bit. It's a poison. It's an absolute poison. Maybe even the coaching staff were too close as well.
100%, I think so, mate. I think like the coaching staff were more. He had them there because they were his mates, rather than because they were good coaches. 100%, mate. You say every week, mate, about him and Julian being renowned to be terrible trainers. There is a snippet. Julian Dick's an absolute legend. Listen, it's in a different time, their time of training. I'm not slagging him off at all. But Julian, in his documentary, actually did say, running, nah, don't do running. And this was like, Julian Dix is an absolute legend. And in that time, you could afford to get away with it. But now you can't. And that's the difference. No, I agree 100%, mate. I agree 100%. And like you say, I just want to say as well, when you say, like, it did when it happened, definitely. It was a weird one, and like seeing his sort of interview afterwards and stuff, and it was like it was sad because none of us, not one of us wanted him to foul. No one wanted Slav to foul. No one. There was nothing we wanted more than to see him turn it around, but it wasn't going to happen. I've been saying since the end of last season, I think he should have gone, but that doesn't mean I wanted him to foul.
Oh no!
Do you know what I mean?
Like, David Sullivan's. Oh my God!
No, like I say, it just means that I didn't think he could turn it around, and he hasn't been able to.
No, David Sullivan said it, mate, didn't he? That he looked like his eyes were gone, and he definitely was. He was like dead man, and he's been like that for about a year, I would say.
Yeah, he's been like it for a long time
since Payet left. But I would like to take this moment, mate, and I've done it already, and I know you've done it as well, but we have to say thank you for that last ever season. It is the record-breaking season in the Premier League for West Ham. Massive scalps, Cities, Chelsea's, etc., etc., etc. Great finish, highest points total. One of the rare occasions we finished on plus goal difference as well.
The only occasion, mate.
Yeah, only occasion. I think it was the most amount of wins as well, wasn't it? In a season, something like that as well. Give us the magician, Dimitri Payet. I don't know whether that was a Slav signing or a Sullivan signing. I don't know, but yeah, and for that, I will always be grateful because, as I said in my video, that is the best season since the Paolo era, and it really did feel like the Paolo era. That last season at Upton Park.
That is incredible. An incredible year. An absolutely incredible year. And no, like you say, mate, massive. Like, he'll never be forgotten for that. He won't. He'll never be forgotten for that. Yeah, really, really, really grateful for what he'd done. But it was time to move on. It was time.
Yeah, mate. So, last bit on Slav. Bald for me. Like, so we've looked at all the stuff that Slav's done and all the stuff that he's contributed. But if you're putting a percentage on it, how much has the bald got to blame, mate? Like, I've said it many times. That summer, but when we left, massive high, so close to Champions League, going into Europa League in this new stadium that we was all in the hype train. Even all the media was on the hype train. You know, we should have gone in heavily for players to maybe. I'm not saying Payet saga wouldn't have happened, but maybe if we would have bought some big boy players in, we certainly wouldn't have been playing catch up this summer as well, because that's all it is. We've played catch up this summer.
Yeah, I agree. There's the board definitely have a lot to answer for not pushing on, but as far as how much of the ball got to do with our current situation, I don't. Yes, they could have bought better players. Payet could have stayed another year, but realistically, would that have just been papering over the cracks of Slav's negatives as a manager? Do you know what I mean? Like, things have come out now. Fitness is an issue. Motivation is an issue. Discipline is an issue. Those things wouldn't have changed with better players. Yes, you could say possibly the tactics he was forced by the players he had. But I personally just think he's not great tactically. That's my opinion. Yes, the board should have done more. I'm not saying that at all. Yes, 100% the board should have done more. And they did hang him out to dry, specifically with the likes of the Carvalho deal, where he had to sell players to bring Carvalho in and then they didn't get him. Yeah, he was hung out to dry there. But I still, it's a terrible thing to say, but I still think he would have failed eventually.
Yeah, I do, mate. Especially with, like you say, mate, all this stuff coming out about the discipline and all that stuff. It just would have, like you say, William Carvalho could have come in. Excellent player, fantastic player, probably could have done very well in midfield. But how long until he could have got sucked into this, like, oh, do you know what? I don't really have to try that hard here.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't know, do you? You don't. Okay, that's it for Slav. Like I say, thank you, Slav. I wish you all the best with your jobs and stuff like that, and hopefully you can come back as a fan and stuff. Moyes then, mate. So we've touched on it a little bit. What's he got to do there? What has he got to go and do in that team?
I don't think staying up is enough. Just keeping us up isn't enough.
I would take it though.
Oh, of course.
But 17 right now.
I think with that squad, sorry, Slav, any decent manager coming in should avoid relegation with that squad. That is not a squad that should be in the relegation zone. For me personally, we have to be mid-table. That's where we have to be for me. If he wants any hope of keeping the job past the 6 months and into next year, we need to be finishing mid-table, and we need to be showing signs of improvement. That's what I want to see. I want to see us fitter. I want to see us competing more. I don't want to see us go. I don't want to see us go Allardyce and revert to just grinding out draws and things. I don't want to see that.
I'll take it at first.
Oh yeah. You know, he needs to steady the ship, but there's only so much you can do that. I don't want to see that for the rest of the season and then staying up by the skin of our teeth. Yeah. No, you know, I want to see for me personally, like I say, for him to stay on mid-table finish, and I want to see an improvement in obviously fitness and everything, and I do want to see us play decent football. That's what I'm looking for. What about yourself?
Yeah, like I say, I want to see a raise in fitness and intensity levels at least, and a slight organisation, mate. Organisation, like an actual. When have you been able to go with a Slav team since leaving Upton Park? Been able to go, that's his 11. Do you know what I mean? You want David Moyes to be like, that is my 11. These are my two centre halves. These are my two centre midfielders. Yeah, we drop them when we need to if they're not fit or they're not playing well. But can you name West Ham's starting 11 that's gonna start every week? You can't, admit, and that's not good for the players. That's not good for them starting to learning. You know, when's Arnautovic going to run, or when's Ayew going to start doing that run? When's Mark going to play the pass? Yeah, they don't start. It's team chemistry, and we've not been building it.
Yeah, 100% agree, mate. 100% agree. And that is something definitely that we'd see. He did say, I did see in an interview he's done already, that he doesn't know what the best 11 is at the moment. He said, I'm not in a position to know that right now, which is true. He hasn't spent any time with the players. He's only done a couple of training sessions. But yeah, that is definitely something that you want him to work out. And he said as well, he needs to learn what he's got. So obviously we are coming up to January. Rumours that the board have said they'll give him 30 million to spend. It's not a massive amount, but we don't need a massive amount, really.
If you can get, again, I don't know whether he'll come or not, depending on where we are. If you can get Jack Wilshere in for about 10 million to ease the, for me, I know people might jump on me, ease the pressure on Lanzini. He will be our best midfielder. If Jack Wilshere comes to West Ham, he'll be our best midfielder.
Lots of noise again about Carvalho, or Carvalho, however you say it.
Definitely worth sniffing her again. But I think we need a winger. I think we need a blistering pace winger.
It depends what way he wants to play. But I mean, the likes of Carvalho apparently tried to sign him at Man United. So there's obviously history there. He's signed him twice. His 2 biggest ever signings are Fellaini. I would absolutely love to see Fellaini come to West Ham. I don't think he will. I don't think Fellaini would want the move. Not now. But I would love to see Fellaini come to West Ham. I think he'd be brilliant for us in that midfield.
Be interesting to see if he sniffs around Ross Barkley as well. I don't think he'll come to. I don't think he would come to West Ham. But you don't know. If he's had a good relationship with him, obviously he's probably developed him a little bit as a kid just before he left Manchester. I'm not sure whether he played under Moyes or not. I'll have to check that.
Yeah, I think he did. One thing I did see, I saw a list of his transfers, and I tell you what, he has got an eye for a player. He has got an eye for a player. I think he actually might have bought through Barkley. He bought in Baines. He bought in Coleman.
Keane, Cahill.
Yeah, he's got an eye for a player.
Gravesen, when Gravesen was a really good player at Everton. Remember him? Lescott.
Yeah.
From Wolves, because he obviously went to Everton, didn't he, Lescott? So yeah, he has got an eye to pick up. He obviously probably still has strong links at Manchester United, strong links at Everton as well. So and obviously Tony is there as well. Someone
said to me, a guy in work who's a Man United fan, he said to me today he reckons the first signing will be Januzaj.
Yeah.
He could. Yeah.
He does like him, doesn't he? Yeah. One other positive, mate. The guy does like playing kids, and obviously the video's released last couple of days. Not people taking shots from the halfway line, trying to hit the bar and scoring worldies. Actually running around and intense. And there's some young players there. The guy I know, Joe Powell, he was playing with the kids, Declan Rice and all that. So would be lovely if they play Martinez and give him a chance. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Right, I did look this up a couple of days ago. I thought it'd be a good thing to go over. Basically, I came across this article and it was David Moyes facts. Now, we're all mixed. It was just facts. It weren't any. There was no bias in the article. It was literally just a list of facts about David Moyes. And I thought a few of them were quite interesting, so I picked some out. I picked out 4 good ones and 4 bad ones. I thought it'd be quite interesting just to shine a bit of perspective on David Moyes.
I'll tell you what, read them out one by one, and we'll assess them one by one.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll the way they are, I'll read out the 4 good ones, and then I'll read out the 4 bad ones. So after the 4 good ones, we can see what you think, and then after the 4 bad ones. So, quite interesting. So the good ones first. David Moyes has won the 4th most games as a Premier League manager with 196, behind only Harry Redknapp, Arsene Wenger and Alex Ferguson. So he's got 4th most wins in the league. He's been named the LMA Manager of the Year 3 times, more than any other manager apart from Ferguson. And he's won the award more times than Arsene Wenger and Jose Mourinho combined. He has been named Premier League Manager of the Month on 10 separate occasions, more times than every other manager apart from Fergie and Wenger. And he's recorded the 4th highest win percentage of any manager in Manchester United's history at 52.9%, behind Ernest Magnell, Alex Ferguson and Jose Mourinho. So let's put it out there. This man is not a bad manager.
No. Let's look at the negative. Don't say the negative comments yet. I'm just saying, let's look at Manchester United. Right? Everyone will repeat this. You were going in there after Fergie. Whoever would have took that job, I think, would have struggled. It was a massive shoe. And I did read rumours that he was promised Cristiano Ronaldo when he signed as well. And he believed that Cristiano Ronaldo was going to come back. Yeah. And obviously these deals didn't come off. Well, and I think they obviously did get Di Maria. Di Maria did come in and he was a bit of a flop. And Falcao.
For me, when they sacked him, I didn't think they should have sacked him. I thought they sacked him prematurely.
It was a massive transitional season.
Oh yeah, hugely. And I don't think he did better than Van Gaal. Van Gaal came in and did worse.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And now you've got Mourinho there, and yeah, Mourinho's win percentage is higher, but everyone was slagging off Van Gaal to an extent, Moyes as well, about the style of football. I would say Mourinho's the biggest park the bus merchant going. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
They got found out the weekend against Chelsea.
Exactly. Like Mourinho, I personally think Mourinho is a fraud. I can't stand him. I think he's massively overrated. He's never done an hard job. Do you know what I mean? And then, like you say, whenever he comes up against big clubs, all he won the Champions League by parking the bus. It's pathetic.
And he happened to have incredibly good defence when he was at Inter Milan and things like that when he won the Champions League. Do you know? He's won the trophies and stuff, but yeah, I'm not sitting there comparing David Moyes to Jose Mourinho.
No,
do you know?
No, of course not.
Jose Mourinho's got a massive trophy cabinet.
But clearly, just from them 4 points, them 4 facts, he's obviously massively experienced in the Premier League. He's won Manager of the Year 3 times. He's won Manager of the Month 10 times. He's a good manager if he can get back that form.
Yeah, just before the negatives, mate, one more comment of my own personal feelings. You know what I'm like, mate, on this show since we've done it, and obviously since being a West Ham fan, I've always said I wanted us to get to that Everton level. Yeah. I always say that, don't I? I'd like us to be like an Everton level club where you're consistently flirting with top 6 and maybe 5th, and you might, I'm saying challenge top 4. Keyword, challenge. Not get there, but you might, Everton, not so much this season, but before, it's like, oh yeah, they might, they're outsiders for it.
Yeah.
So I would have took David Moyes just after he left Everton, 100%, do you know what I mean?
Time, of course, yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, for me, listen, get behind him. I know there's a lot of negativity, get behind him.
Well, moving on to
negative, mate, yeah.
Moving on to the bad facts, and saying, if he can get back to that level is crucial, because the bad facts, let's be blunt, are bad. Of his last 65 league games as a manager, stretching across 2 clubs, he's only won 15 games. That's poor. 15 from 65. He's lost the 3rd most games as a Premier League manager, behind, funny enough, only Sam Allardyce and Harry Redknapp.
Oh,
well. He's only won back-to-back games in all competitions once since 2015. Wow. That's a run stretching back 64 games. And he recorded, this is no surprise, the 4th lowest win percentage of any manager in Sunderland's history at just 18.6%, which is obviously shocking.
Yeah, shocking. Yeah. And that's a very, very poor Sunderland team. But
the good facts there and the bad facts are clearly defined by time. So if you look at the last 2 seasons, shocking. If you go back before that, very, very good. Further than the last 2 seasons. Sorry, you're probably going back sort of three seasons, 4 seasons. But yeah, recently, let's be honest, he's been poor.
Oh yeah.
But he's got a very, very long and a very good history. So I think that's the crucial thing, is if he can get back to that. If he can put Real Sociedad and he can put Sunderland behind him, I don't think he was a disaster at Man United. If he can get back, as he said himself, to the days where he was tearing up at Preston and he was doing really, really well, early days at Everton, if he can get back to that, I think we'll have a very good manager.
I think the guy knows, this guy, I said it myself, the guy knows it's last chance saloon as well. He said himself he's got aspirations of managing Scotland one day and all that stuff. So he's got to go in there and do something this time. And there are rumours that he's only on 10 grand a week as well. Only
right.
10 grand a week. But like you say, mate, a manager of that sort of pedigree, I won't, like you say, mate, it's a time thing, but a pedigree, you know, he could have easily gone in there and gone, oh, I want 50 grand a week. Do you know what I mean? Because you've only given me a 6-month contract anyway, so I want a little bit more money for security reasons. But apparently the rumour is 10 grand a week, which is peanuts in Premier League.
Yeah.
But, yeah, let's just wish him all the luck. One other question, though, mate, on that. Who would you have liked out of the candidates for a short-term fix?
For a short-term fix, Pardew, I would have taken.
Pards for me, mate, as well, 100%.
We both said it in our videos, mate. He has got that bounceability factor. You know, he comes into a club and he does well. Yes, he tends to fall to pieces, but for someone to come in and give... This was the biggest thing, the problem that I saw with Moyes is after Bilic, we needed someone to come in who was going to lift the club, lift the fans, lift the players. Moyes is not the person to do that. But someone like Pardew would have come in and, judging by his form, he would have given us that bounce.
Probably would have had a cup final as well.
Yeah, maybe Moyes will do it. Maybe he will do it, but it doesn't spring to mind. That's just, he seems more like a long-term building manager. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, for me, yeah, short-term it would have been Pardew.
Yeah. So yeah, Moyes, obviously his first game, Watford, mate, and these next 3 games, these first 3 games under Moyes,
crucial.
For me, like you say, mate, crucial. For me, it's also how the vibe with the fans is going to go as well. We lose them 3. Negative, hotbed, toxic, poison. That's all I can say about them first 3 games. If we don't, what's he got to get? What has he got to get out of 9 points? What has he got to get?
I mean, let's say for me personally, I'd be looking at 4. I'd like to see us get more than that, but I think let's change that. Any less than 4 is in trouble.
Yeah. No,
4 at the bare minimum.
What's that, mate?
4 as a bare minimum.
Yeah, like Watford, tough game, but they seem to be maybe on the decline a bit now. They've got sort of hit a peak and they've sort of dipped again. Leicester is what Leicester turn up. You know, because Leicester can be fantastic, pace, attacking. And then Everton, huge.
Yeah.
Especially if Sam Allardyce is there. Like I say, it just, yeah. And then after that, though, mate, like I say, if we don't win them 3 games or get, like you say, a minimum of 4, 5 points, that Christmas, I can't see us winning a game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Arsenal, City, Chelsea.
City, Arsenal, Chelsea, and then Tottenham at the end of the month. Yeah, who knows? But yeah, I mean, you know, one thing like you say about the atmosphere and all the rest of it, I genuinely really hope the fans give him a chance. I really do. Give him a chance. It's not his fault. He got offered the job. Do you know what I mean?
We all would take it. We'd all take the Man United job.
He is our manager now. Let's get behind him. You know, yeah. I'm not saying, oh, everyone's got to go over there and be happy and rosy about everything. That's not what I'm saying. But don't go over there and give the manager stick before he's even done anything, before a ball's been kicked. That's just crazy. Yeah, if you want to get on at the ball and protest the ball or whatever, go for it. But for a man who's literally just walked into the club, give him a chance. Do you know what I mean?
You've got to give the guy. I know. Obviously, we're midway, sort of a third into the season now. But for me personally, and people are going to be like, "Oh, you're a bald lover, you're a West Ham," and you've got to give the guy 15 games at least to get his mark on the team. Get the fitness level up. The fitness level is not going to go up in a week and a half. Do you know what I mean? That's going to take 4 to 6 weeks to get what they didn't get in pre-season. And then give him January, see who he gets in, then we judge him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I say, that I don't want him to foul, but like one last thing, mate. If like I say, keeps us up, finishes, let's say 11th. New contract or not? Or do you want us to go? Or obviously, ideal world, I want us to go for Marco Silva. But I think Marco Silva will go to Tottenham if Poch goes to Real Madrid.
The rumours were we offered him the job and he turned it down, as well as Pellegrini and Ancelotti. Can you imagine David Sullivan ringing up Ancelotti and saying, listen,
do you
mate,
want to come in? You've got 30 million.
Yeah, you've got 30 million to spend in January. We're in the bottom three. Do you want to come in and like see what you can do? Yeah, right. I think if he finishes 11th, it's not about just where we finish. It is whether we look like we're progressing, whether we look like we're... Say we finish 11th and we're playing decent football and he's bringing through some youth players and he makes a couple of good signings in January. Why not give him a contract? You know? Yeah. If you're not seeing that...
If we're seeing progression, like you say, mate, if we're seeing progression, then you got to...
Yeah.
Okay, that is it, really. We're going to do the questions now, mate. I'm just going to very quickly, bear with me, whilst I get them up on my phone. Bear with me. Okay, the first question, mate, says, is it Karen Brady that keeps reporting your videos on YouTube? Andy Smith.
Who knows? Could well be. Yeah, it's getting quite annoying now. But yeah, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah. It is what it is. The Whack Tyke says, which 3 teams do you think will go down?
Now I don't want to say West Ham. I might have said that last week. Everton look like they're...
I can't see it. Not if Big Sam goes.
I don't know. They've got a lot of work to do.
Swansea going.
I was going to say Swansea. Yeah, they're
Palace.
Yeah, it's
tough. It's tough.
It is difficult.
We could definitely beat one of them.
It is difficult. It's so. I think you would have to say Palace because they are so far behind. But I don't know. Above those, it's so close. The bottom half of the table is so close.
One of them promoted teams to get dragged in at some point. SB, which Spice Girl, not named Victoria, is the hottest?
Nowadays or back in the day, I don't know. Back in the day, I used to like Baby Spice.
Don't know.
If I was looking back now, I don't know. Everyone used to like Jerry, just because, like, you know.
Because of that dress. Yeah. No.
Mel C is actually really... I've met her in real life. She's actually, like, really good looking in real life. I don't know. I don't know. What a strange question.
Mark Collison, what are your views on swearing at football? No direct insults at other fans, but just swearing in general. I heard a woman complaining on Facebook because her son was at a game. I see her point, but also wonder what was she expecting. Surely it's right. Surely it's in your right, like booing at a Justin Bieber concert.
Nah, we covered this quite a lot. What, a year ago, year and a half ago?
Yeah.
I know yourself, mate, had some very strong opinions on this, so I'll let you take that one.
Well, at a football game, I think you can say whatever you want, mate. Like, not in terms of racism and homophobia, etc., and anything like that. But if you want to F and blind at a football match, that's what it is. That is what it is. Like, we don't F and blind on here. Mainly, you know, I'm a primary school teacher, and you know, I hope that, you know, sometimes kids do watch this and
yeah, exactly. This like we don't swear on this channel, and it is mainly because we want this channel to be for everybody. Do you know what I mean? Like it you know,
some of the older generation don't like swearing as well.
Yeah,
some of the older
exactly. You know, we want this channel to be for everyone. Don't get me wrong. When the cameras are turned off, it's a different story. But yeah, but no,
I was told that C word is my favourite word.
Yeah, it's like maybe, you know, maybe that's where we're going wrong with. There's no, which I think there is supposed to be, but there's no family section over there. Like, obviously at the bowling there was the family section, and yeah, you wouldn't expect swearing in that if you had your kids there in the family section. And maybe that's where we're going wrong. You know, we that is something that we probably should, as far as I'm aware, we're supposed to have by rules of the Premier League. We're supposed to have a family section. And yeah, you know, if we had a dedicated family section, fair enough. You know, you shouldn't be swearing and all the rest of it there. But other than that, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not saying, like you say, mate, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's football. And maybe that's wrong. Maybe that is a wrong comment. It's football, but yeah, for me, it's just you're allowed to vent your frustration. You know, you pay a lot of money. At the end of the day, you're entitled to go, oh, effing bad pass and effing this and effing that. I don't know. For me, Mark Connaughton says, where do you see SB going now? So Slaven Milic.
I was going to say SB, our regular commenter. Well, he's going to a new channel, is he? Well, he's already said that he wants to take. I think he said next January, so he wants to take a year off at least. I don't think he'll get another job in the Premier League. Possibly, he could get a job maybe in Spain or. I think
Fenerbahce. I read Fenerbahce.
Yeah, I could see him going back to be international manager as well, Croatia. Yeah. And wherever he does go, best of luck to him. You know, seriously, like good luck to him. You know, I hope he does well wherever he goes next. But I think he should. You know, West Ham clearly took a lot out of him. I think he should take a break without jumping back into saying. And then, like you say, go to Turkey or go to Spain and take on a bit of a less pressure job. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, what is your feelings on changing league games at the last minute to suit the armchair crowd? Personally, I think it's a slap in the face to all the people who go to the games, come rain or shine, and spend money on tickets and beer. I know it's not up to the club, but don't you think this contributes to fans not bothering to renew season tickets or go to games?
I agree, mate.
Powerful questions this week.
It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And this is coming from someone who lives abroad now and can't get to games, so I rely on watching the games on TV. But even still, it's disgusting. You know, you get people that make plans to go to games. You know, maybe people take time off work. You know, people who have travel arrangements, especially away fans. You know, if you're going to away games or away fans coming to us, people make arrangements, hotels, tickets, train tickets, and things like that, and then they change them at the last minute. No, it's disgusting. It's a joke, quite frankly. If you look at it now, there's football on telly pretty much every night of the week, you know, and it is wrong. And like you say, it's not the club's fault; it's the Premier League's fault, and it all comes down to money at the end of the day. That's unfortunately, like, you know, the football rights, the TV rights are worth so much money now, and that's why there's so much money in the game at the minute. Is because of the TV rights, and the game now, unfortunately, revolves around money. There's nothing we can do about it. To be perfectly honest, mate, I don't think in general football clubs care about the fans that are turning up to the games anymore, because that's not where the money is. They make the amount of money they make from the TV rights is absolutely ludicrous. You know, the amount of money they make from people walking through and sitting in and buying a couple of hot dogs is nothing.
No, not anymore.
So I don't think they care, mate. It's a sad thing. It really is. But unfortunately, I think that's just the state of the game these days.
Ken Oldfield, if we lose Hart as he wants to move on and Adrian decides he wants to go, who's left next year? We sort of touched on this last week a little bit, didn't we?
Nobody really.
Yeah, you have to go and buy someone unless you want Nathan Trottingham. Here's one for you, mate. I don't think there was a question, but I just remembered it because I just read something there. Well, what is your opinions on Andy Carroll's comments this week?
Oh, about the fans leaving early. Fans. I think he's got some front, hasn't
he? Yeah.
Like he ain't been. I think how often's he been turned up at the Olympic Stadium? And someone made a really good point that I read actually as well. When he's been out injured, you don't see him turning up and sitting on the bench.
His missus.
Yeah, you don't see him sitting with the fans. So I think he's got some front saying that. No, you know, it's a bad thing when a load of fans leave early. And myself personally, I've never left early for a game, just because it's just not something that I do. I want to stay to the end. But if people want to leave early, that's their right. They paid their money for their ticket. They can do what they want. If they want to leave early because they're not happy with the performance, that's up to them. And as well, I can understand it as well. You know, a lot of the people are leaving 10, 15 minutes before the game. But if you want to avoid, you know, the people, if you need to get on a train and get home, that's what it is.
Someone made a really good point, actually, mate. Again, I know it's not theatre and it's not a movie, etc. But if you went in to go and watch a show at the West End or go and watch a new film, and if it was crap, you'd walk out. I know you support the claret and blue thick and thin, but if you're not going to sit there and entertain me on the pitch, at the end of the day, it is a game and it's entertainment. If I'm not entertained, I'm not saying I'll walk out, but like, I understand why these fans do walk out. What, you're going to sit there at 4-1 down when you're not even going to run?
I mean, like I say, it's not me. I would stay to the end regardless. But it's every fan's right. Do you know what I mean? You can't tell them what to do. What doesn't help as well is it still used to happen over the Boleyn. Fans used to leave early. There weren't as many of them. So now there's twice as many fans over there. So you're going to notice it a lot more when a lot of them leave. And what really, really doesn't help is the white seats. It doesn't help because when the fans leave, the stadium looks empty. If those seats were claret, it wouldn't be anywhere near as noticeable. Do you know what I mean? And I do think that's genuinely a big part of it.
I remember Upton Park days, mate. I think you was actually there yourself. I remember you saying when they used to put it on the old big screen and that, Man United losing like 6-0 away and people throwing sausage rolls at the screen. But I stayed right to the end.
yeah. Well, when they beat us 7-1.
Something like that, 6-1, 7-1.
It was. I'm sure it was 7-1. They beat us, and it was shown on the screens over there because it was an away game. It was Old Trafford, and I, like a complete idiot, sat there till the end watching it on a screen, and it was madness. But still, that's just because I even for that watching it on the screen, I couldn't leave early. Yeah. But like I say, it's every fan's right. You can't tell them what to do. They've paid their money, and it's up to them whether you agree with it or not.
Okay, a few more questions. Old Sold In, I think that's what it says. If Slav still beaten Spurs 3-2, beaten Palace and drawn with Liverpool and got us to 7th/10th in the league or won the EFL Cup, but that means 12th to 17th in the league, would his job have been saved? So he's beat Spurs, beat Palace, drawn to with Liverpool, gone on to have won the Cup, but finished 12th to 17th. Would he have saved his job? He probably would.
But he didn't.
Yeah, but he didn't. Yeah.
That's like saying if he won the league last year. It's irrelevant. If he had done that, and if he had done this,
job either with like Ranieri's, etc.
Yeah, if he had
probably got to go soon as well.
If he had, personally, I think unless he done something miracle-wise, he was gone at the end of the season anyway. But yeah, it's all very well saying, "Oh well, what if he had done that? And what if he'd have done that? What if he'd have won this game?" But he didn't. If he did, we wouldn't be talking about it.
He also goes on to say, Moyes getting us to the top 10 contract renewal? Yes, no?
Yeah, well, like we said earlier, didn't we? It's more than just where we finish. It's whether we see any progression or not.
Yeah. Claret and Blues, EastEnders. Do you think Julian should have got fired?
With regard as to what? What, do you think we should have kept him?
Yeah.
I don't...
we haven't discussed that actually, mate. Sorry, on Julian, obviously a great left-back. Legend. It looks like he's going to be replaced by another fantastic left back.
Yeah.
In Stuart Pearce.
One with a hell of a lot more experience.
Legend, absolute legend. Maybe not the best of managers in the world, but he ain't going to take no crap. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. As far as Julian goes, that a lot was made about Julian Dix and about him being he wasn't a coach. He was a coaching assistant. He was there because he was Slav's mate, and he was, a sort of bridge between the players and Slav, allegedly. He put the cones out. He didn't do anything. He didn't organise training. He had no input.
He was there as...
he was there for the fans as well, I think.
Yeah, it's a character thing, isn't it? It's like, mate, if you was a young lad and Julian Dix walks in, you're like, oh, hey, you know what I mean? God, isn't it? Like, he's a god. He is. But it's like by the West Ham fans, the geezer's an absolute god.
Yeah, no, he didn't really have any role at the club. Don't get me wrong, I love Julian. Julian. It was great to see him around the club. I wouldn't mind him hanging around the club, but not in any coaching role or anything like that. He didn't really seem to do anything anyway, so.
Same person. We finished 11th last season with a crap squad full of loans. but they didn't make it to the final cut. If Moyes can't surpass that, would you give him a contract renewal? So if he can't surpass 11th, would you give him a new contract?
I mean, it's not as simple as that, really, because he's got a lot to deal with now, you know, coming into a team low on morale, low on fitness. He's got a lot more work to do. And again, it's exactly the same as what we've already said. You know, it's not just about where he finishes. Although, like I said earlier, I do want to see him finish. For me, he needs to finish mid-table. But it's about how he does it. It's about progression. What are we going to see from him?
2 more questions. SP, is Lee still alive? He is. He actually mentions little bits and bobs about the channel. He is going to make a video very soon. We know how long Lee takes to make a video, so I'm expecting like Schindler's List or something like that to come out of a video. Do you know what I mean? Like Shawshank Redemption or something, like some worldy of a video. But, yeah, he will do a video soon, I believe. Last one. Tom Ahern. I initially was very unhappy when I heard the signing of David Moyes to take over Slav. However, as I thought about it more and done a bit more research into him, I actually feel a bit excited about this. What are your thoughts? Do you feel the same? Well, we've discussed it really the whole show, haven't we, mate? I feel the same. You know, I was disappointed, but you've got to give the guy a chance. And everything that he said so far, you know, looks good.
Yeah, I agree, 100%, mate. I'm an optimist by nature. I can't help it. So yeah, 100%. When it was first announced, I was the same as everybody else. I was, oh god, really. But then the days have gone on. He's done his little interviews. He's done his press pieces and all the rest of it. And I know he's just saying what he has to say. But yeah, 100%. I'm starting to get excited about it, and I can't wait for us to get back and get onto the next game. I am excited about where we're going to go now, and like I say, I am optimistic, and I hope for the best. And you know, time will tell. Time will tell.
There is one more question. I just remembered it actually. The guy says, "Which 3 players do we need to sell in January, or who needs to go in January?" Under my Sacco.
Yeah, Sacco. It's really difficult. I don't think
Carroll, man. If someone wanted to come in for him, I'd get rid of him.
I've been wanting to sell Carroll for a long time. But the thing is he does give us options.
Well, what do you make of this little rumour that come out that I think they've denied it now, the club, but obviously the smoke and fire thing, that he'd have to sell one of those big boy youngsters to get some funds. I'm talking your Reece Oxford, your Reece Burks, Josh Collins.
I don't believe it. I know it's a rumour. No, I don't believe that's true. First of all, how much money are you going to get for him anyway? Yeah. Nothing. You're not going to get any money for those players, so it's a bit stupid. And then all the players that Slav was told he had to sell in the summer to bring in Carvalho, the money should surely still be there from them.
Yeah.
So no, I don't buy that at all. And if there is any truth to that, then once again, it's just another stick to beat the owners with.
No,
but no, I don't think that's true. No.
Yeah. That is it, guys, for this week. We probably won't do one next week. We might, obviously, because we might use it as a preview for the Watford game, especially if any news has sort of come out between now and then. So we'll keep you in touch whether we're going to do one next week. We're about 20 subscribers away, guys, from 2,200, which is fantastic. So if you know 20 mates, get retweeting it and get us up to 2,200. It'd be really, really nice. Thank you again, guys, for all the comments and all the likes of the recent videos, like my video, Paul's video. Fantastic likes and really good conversations going on there between the actual subscribers, which is really great to see. So it's not just you leave a comment, someone's commenting on your comment, and then you're having a little conversation, which is great. That's what we want to build, a little community for you guys when you're watching our videos. So just keep the comments coming, keep the likes coming. We're getting bigger, we're getting better, and yeah, get involved in the competition. Check out Knees at Mother Brand, check out West Ham Fan Zone. Until then, guys, let's start believing again. I'm not going to say keep believing, let's start believing again. Come on, you irons, let's go.
Cheers.